Alright, good morning. I was tagged by my good buddy, the Bearded Burton, to do a video on survival and bushcraft knives. What's my opinion on that? Well, number one, I don't think there is much a difference. I am a firm believer that whatever knife you have on you is your bushcraft and or survival knife. I think we all should carry a knife with us at all times, whether that be a pocket knife, a belt knife, just something. I think you should have that on your person at all times. Just like I think you ought to have a couple other items, some way to start a fire. Preferably instant flame would be best, like a big lighter. But I just think there are certain items that you should always have on your person. Now, back to the knife thing. Well, I always carry with me a Swiss Army farmer knife. It's always in my pocket everywhere I go. I always have that with me. Now at my place of business, I can't carry around a big old honkin' belt knife, but I do always have a knife in my pocket. Now I always have other items in my vehicle. Right now, I would say I probably have at least 5 or 6 different cutting blades in my vehicle, between an axe, a machete, and several other knives, just because I always have a knife with me. I almost always have an axe with me, and I have been getting into using my machete. I got a decent machete there not too long ago. I've been using that quite a bit. I think it's a great tool. I'm getting to the point now where shoot far I can even make notches and do, carving tasks with that machete. Which brings up a big point. And just like JB said in his video, it's the skill, it's not the steel. And I truly, truly believe that. Now, bushcraft, I think most of us know bushcraft is when we go out and we go into the woods intentionally to camp, to spend some time, to enjoy ourselves, maybe whittling, maybe carving, doing anything like that. Now, survival, well, there's many things of survival as well. There's an urban survival, which, I heard that roughly 80% of all Americans live in an urban environment. So, therefore, odd state that if you ever are, chances are in a survival situation, chances are you're going to be in an urban environment. Now, what do you need for an urban type environment? Well, me personally, I always have a Leatherman with me, or at least around me most of the time. The one I currently have is the Wave. I love that thing. It's got a couple different blades on it. It's got pliers. It's even got the little toolkit with it. All the little extras. I think it's pretty cool. Now, do I use that every day? No, because I use my pocket knife. But could I use that every day as my pocket knife? I sure could. So therefore, for me, that is one survival knife, okay? Especially urban type environment. Now, what knife do I normally have with me if I am going to the woods? Well, that varies a lot too. I love more knives. I've even been known to carry my old hickory knife around with me. Once again, I think it's skill more than the knife. Now, can you baton with the Mora or even the old hickory? You sure can. Now, do you have to be careful with that and maybe do things a little bit differently than you would with like a SE6 or a Becker, sure, you have to, do things just a little bit differently. You can't just beat the crap out of it. But you can still accomplish the task, which is the most important thing. Now, can you use, let's say, an SE6 as a bushcraft knife? You sure can. I've used them. I like them. They're a good knife. They're just a big knife. It's not something that I would normally, carry with me. Now, I have the Pathfinder Scout knife. I've had that for a couple years now, and I really, really like that knife. If I'm going to go and spend some time in the woods, and I'm not talking about just going out for a walk, because if I'm just going out for a walk, I usually I can have a Genesis on, a GNS, I can have a Moore. It's just whatever the flavor of the day is. But if I'm going to go out and spend a couple days camping, hiking, something like that, then I almost always have my Scout with me, because I really believe in that knife. I can baton, I can beat on it, I can do numerous things with that knife. So in my opinion, that's a survival slant bushcraft knife. Now, if I'm out in the woods, camping or whatever, I don't necessarily have my Leatherman with me, because very rarely will I need to unbolt something or take out screws or anything like that. In my mind, that's more of a urban slant survival type piece of equipment. But if I am going out in the woods, I usually have, like I said, some kind of a saw, some kind of a axe and or machete now, something of that nature, and my belt knife, and I still have my pocket knife with me. So basically, in my opinion, is there a difference? Not really. I think that we can use what most people consider survival knives in the bush, making craft items, sure. Can you use a bushcraft knife to survive in the wilderness? You sure can. I think a blade is a blade is a blade. Now, I think we need to have a blade with us, and whatever you choose to carry, that's what you have. But the important thing is being familiar with that knife. Learn how to use that knife. Don't just go and buy you a bushcraft or survival knife and throw it in your pack and leave it in the back of your car or truck, because if you ever need to use it, that is not the time to learn how to use that tool. Remember, folks, it's just about a tool. It's just a tool. Alright, I'm off my soapbox now. But anyway, JB, I hope you like that. Take care, man. Bye.